in this building, but you got to weather the storm and take advantage of your opportunities to score. And we had some good looks kind of in the third there. When it was 1-1 and 2-1, and obviously, those are the games we want to win. So it's disappointing, that we couldn't find a way, and it's frustrating right now. But best part of the NHL is we have a game tomorrow and a chance to, right the ship here.
Right. Looks like Scott did make some switches on the D pairs, and you got a chance to skate with Elias. Comes very close to his first NHL goal off the crossbar there. One of those chances you talked about, just what you see from him, and how do you think you two paired together?
Yeah, he's a great young player. Obviously skates very well. His reads are really solid. He plays with confidence. I felt like he's got some nice offensive instincts and also defensive. So, it was fun playing alongside him. I think he's going to be a player in the NHL for a long time, and, really excited about his future. So, it's fun to line up beside him, and kind of feels like it's come full circle a little bit in that regard, dating back to when I lined up with Buff, some 10 years ago. So, when I was the young guy, so it was fun, and just, he's playing great. You just got to keep going.
Speaking of young players, Thomas Milic makes his debut, and it's a 1-1 game with just over 8 minutes left, and I think the shots were almost done for them. So how do you like his performance? And no doubt you guys would have liked to get him a better result.
Yeah, I thought he played great. He made some huge saves. The one on the power play in the second comes to mind, amongst many others. Obviously, this is a team that, as a goalie, you're going to get a lot of action, and maybe that's a good thing in some capacities to stay in it. But, would have liked to give him a better result. I felt like the way he played deserved a better result, and, disappointed for him. But he can hold his head really high. He played a very, very good game, and gave us a chance to win, and that's all you can ask from your goalie.
Perfect. Thanks, Jamie. I think you got your first puck touch 13 seconds into the game today. Probably like that, right? As opposed to maybe waiting a bunch of time to did that maybe settle you down a little bit to make a save right off the hop?
It's always nice having a save early, especially the first actual save that I made. It was nice to get a good clean look and, get a whistle from it. So right. I think that set the tone for most of the rest of the game.
NHL debuts are never easy, but you get kind of thrown into one of the toughest buildings against one of the best teams. So how long ahead of time did you know you were going to play, and kind of what was the mental process like?
I think 2 nights ago after the Washington game I found out, and it was pretty cool being able to tell my parents that and have them come in. But from there I've been prepared for since I've been called up. I knew there was a time was going to come when I'd have to get in there, and
right.
I did my best to be ready.
It looked like you were tracking the puck really well. A lot of saves where it's almost like you anticipated what was going to happen before it happened. Is that maybe a big part of your game, just that puck tracking?
Absolutely. I think that's a big part of my game, being able to be a good skater, and then once I get to my spots, being able to track the puck well, and like you said, anticipate plays before they happen, because guys are so good at making that extra pass. So if you can anticipate that, it's huge.
The goals came on quick releases, 2 of them by a Winnipeg guy in Seth Jarvis. But I imagine that is a hard thing to see. Even Martinook's quick releases, I'm sensing probably there wasn't a ton you could do about some of those shots.
Yeah, they're great shots and great chances. That's what teams look to do. They look to pull everyone wide and then bring it back to the inside. So they did a good job of finding that soft ice, and obviously they're good shots and good goals, but at a certain point you got to find a way to stop them.
Do you feel you still try to go away from first? All goalies go through this if it's a loss. Do you still breathe some sigh of relief and think, I've done this, I've played my first game, and take some gratitude out of it?
Oh, absolutely. I think that was sort of a goal for me before the game even started, was don't take everything too seriously. Just take a second to take a couple deep breaths and soak it all in. But end of the day, it was a lot of positives, from my end, and pretty happy with, how a lot of the game went. So, yeah.
You also got on the score sheet with your first NHL penalty. Bit of a weird one, right? Because it's not like you were just trying to freeze it so your team could get it changed. You actually make a hockey play there to cover it. Were you a little surprised to get a penalty on that play?
Yeah, no, at first I was surprised for sure. I thought I just made a save and then covered it right away, but I understand where he was coming from. I got a good explanation about it, and just being that far out of the crease, it's a bit of an area where it's kind of like a player covering the puck at that point.
Yeah, like you're still in the trapezoid, right? But they're essentially saying you can't freeze it behind the net like that?
Yeah, just given how far away it was and not,
Right.
it'd be a little different if I, went off my shoulder and I catch it midair, but
Yeah.
covering it and picking it up was, where I went wrong there.
And just last one, but you said mom and dad made it in from BC?
Yeah, no, I actually had my parents, Bill, mom from junior came in, and then a couple other family and friends, so it was pretty cool. They flew overnight last night just to get here for the game, so I'm going over to see them right now and pretty happy they could come.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, to get to this stage, you probably think about all the village, right, that kind of helped you get here. So to be able to share that moment with them is special.
Yeah, absolutely. Before the game today, I took a minute to sit in the stands and just appreciate everything they've done for me, my whole life really. So I'm super grateful for them, and glad they could come watch my first one.
Right on. Thanks very much.
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Scott, 1-1 game with just over 8 minutes to play. I don't know if you liked a lot of what your team was doing, but where do you think it maybe turned south there?
Well, didn't start very good. First period, we had a lot of guys that forgot the show. Start of the game. That first period, got the kid in net, and we take two sloppy penalties, but we get stuck in there a few times. Lost a lot of battles. There's some structure stuff that we got away from, and kid made some big stops, kept us in that one, and obviously allowed us a chance. Better in the second, a lot better in the second. Came out in the third, doing the right things, and then it was too quick back. What is it, 8-minute mark? Back-to-back plays, and their coverage plays. And both those plays came right down. One went off. One went off one of our defensemen. The other one, those are coming right down Grand Central. So that's on us. That's on. Feel for the kid because he was giving us a chance.
You've been with this group a while. Safe to say you're a bit surprised that guys would come out maybe not ready to play, given the veteran group and all the talk around this team lately.
Yep, we're a veteran group that you expect, and when we're already having a tough go here. We've already, lost a few games now in a row, and to come out to start the game that way in a building like this, knowing the other opposition isn't going to be sitting back and they're going to come hard. It's just, you know what, that's for all of us, young and old, whatever. It's part of your profession, is being ready and being prepared for games. And I guess I got to do a little bit more, scream a little bit longer or harder or whatever, but find a way to get these guys to be ready to play.
You moved Elias with Josh there.
That had to do with certain people weren't ready to play.
Yeah. Did you like what you saw from that?
Yeah, but it's to put a kid in a situation like that. Again, I thought he was real good and did a lot of really good things. But he's also, he's running into some pretty deep water here. There's, two pretty quick teams in Washington and Carolina, and thought he held his own.
Just a couple more, but I mean, as a coach, you said you could scream a bit more, but I'm guessing with this group, you'd like it if you didn't have to scream at all, right? That this could be self-motivated.
It's a veteran group. These guys have been here. They know what it takes to play in this league, and they know that that's not good enough. And whether it's not only playing 2 periods or it's having breakdowns or you give up goals on back-to-back shifts, whatever those scenarios might be. Have guys that have been in this league. Got to find a way. You got to find a way to be better, to not allow those moments to happen. And we're scrambling. We're fighting here. We're fighting for our lives here. And so, you know what? We got a divisional game tomorrow. Go right back at it tomorrow. Not much time to even to dwell on this one. We got to get in and get ready for national.
Didn't get the chance to talk to you yesterday, but is Neil close or?
No.
You don't expect him?
Well, no, he just won't be in tomorrow.
He won't be in tomorrow.
No.
Right on. Thanks.
Thank you.
He's still big, Dave. Still trying to figure it out.